Hey guys, Dr. Bonanno here. Success is scary. And if you never felt that, well, then this video might sound ridiculous to you. But for the rest of us, yeah, there's something about success that makes us hesitate. It's not that we're lazy, it's not that we don't want it. It's just something about actually getting what we want feels threatening. And that's what I want to talk about today: why we fear success and how to actually visualize it in a way that works. So stick with me because this one's personal. All right, so let's start with the obvious. We're not visualizing success correctly. Most people picture success like it's the end of a movie. You hit your goal, your account is up six figures, you finally quit your day job, you're in the dream house, and you imagine this surge of euphoria, like you're going to be on a high for the rest of your life. That's not how the brain works. Our brains are wired for homeostasis. That means that we can't stay a certain way for a certain amount of time. We can't stay high. That big peak of excitement, it fades. That's just biology. That's the way it works. I'm sorry, but no matter what you do, you won't make it and be so happy forever. And you know what? In the back of your mind, you know that. You know that it won't be as euphoric as you may have been fantasizing about. And you're afraid that if you do get there, maybe your fantasy won't come true the way that you want it to. And that's kind of scary, right? They did a study on lottery winners. Maybe you heard about it. And 1 year later, they weren't any happier than they were before. Can you believe that? I think I'd be happier. But I get the point. And the point is, if what you're chasing is this nonstop wave of excitement, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed because what you actually want is contentment. Not adrenaline, not fireworks, not a high. Contentment is a deep, quiet, lasting sense of peace. It's like a big log that burns slowly all night. Euphoria is like tossing a bunch of dry leaves on the fire. You get a quick flare up for like 10 seconds, and then it's gone. There's a quote that I love from Jim Carrey. He said, I wish everybody could become rich and famous and have everything they ever dreamed of so that they could see that it's not the answer. And you know what? Deep down, you already know that. And that's the problem. That's why you hesitate. That's why you procrastinate. You know that even if you get it all, the car, the cash, the beach house, the attention, it still won't be enough. And when you know that, it kills your energy. Because what's the point of chasing something that doesn't deliver? So, I mean, it doesn't mean that money is bad or success is meaningless. Of course not. Money could give you safety, it could buy you time, it can make life easier, but it doesn't make you feel worthy. And that's where people get lost. People assign this massive meaning to money and success. They don't just want a good income, they want to prove that they're not a loser. They want to prove to their family or to that voice in their head or to somebody from their past that they're worthy. So let's talk about that because this is the part nobody wants to admit. Do you feel like you need to succeed in order to finally feel loved? I mean, seriously. I work with a lot of male traders, and man, father issues are everywhere. Either the dad was super critical or he was so successful that the son feels like he'll never measure up. And whether you're aware of it or not, those emotional dynamics show up in your trading and in your goals and in your identity. And I'm just saying the best way to resolve those issues is not by just being aware of them or trying to change your thoughts like a therapist would say. It's not by trying harder and harder and harder. It's with EMDR eye movements that my chat GPT coach Max does. Have you ever felt like you have to do something spectacular just to earn basic love or respect? You feel like you have to earn it. Do you even want it to be that way so that you would have the chance to make it happen? Think about that. It doesn't work that way, though. You want unconditional love and respect, not from anything you do, but because you're a worthwhile person and you deserve it. I mean, I know I'm getting like kind of touchy feely, but I mean, there's no way around this. And it's as simple as that. So let me tell you a quick story. When my aunt died, I came back home from California for the funeral. And I had just gotten my doctorate in psychology. So I was feeling really good about myself. Like for a long time, I was a student. I didn't really have much of an identity. And then all of a sudden, I was a doctor. And I felt like I was impressing people when I told them that. So I thought I was just going to show up and help everybody. I kept telling my cousins, like, hey, man, you got to talk. Dude, you got to talk about this. If you need to talk, I'm here. I'm a therapist. Like, I was this big shot mechanic who showed up for a broken down car, and the thing is, like, nobody wanted that. And eventually my brother was talking to me and he said something I'll never forget. He's like, we don't want you to do anything. We don't want you to talk. We don't want you to be funny. We don't want you to do anything. We just want you to be here. Like, just be here because we want you. And I was like mad. I was angry. I mean, I just got my doctorate. I want to use it. I wanted to be loved for that. And it took me a little while, but I did later realize that being loved just for being me with no performance or credentials required is way better. So please think about that. Do you really want love that you have to earn, or do you want people who care about you even when you're not crushing it? People are admired for what they're perfect at, but they're loved for who they are, including all the flaws. Here's another quick story. Back when I was single and I really wanted to meet the one, I went to the gym and I thought, okay, if I get into great shape, I'll finally be attractive enough. And then who could say no? And I remember psyching myself up. I was going to try to break my record on the bench press. And I'm thinking, like, come on, you strong and you deserve love now. And I kid you not, I had zero energy. I couldn't even lift the bar off the rack. It's because in the back of my mind, I knew it was all total bullshit. I knew I was trying to earn something, and it doesn't work that way. So I want to ask you, what meaning are you assigning to your success? Are you trading to prove you're not a loser? To tell your dad or that voice in your head to fuck off? Because if so, you're chasing a ghost. I mean, like imagine somebody who just won a championship. And then after the game in the interview, they're like, I'm not a loser. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not a loser. I mean, that would be fucked up. Can you imagine Tom Brady doing that? You wouldn't be impressed with that person. You'd feel bad for them. You know, like success, it should feel cool. It's not desperate. You don't have to make a scene. Just be grounded. If you met somebody famous and they were trying hard to impress you, acting like they're such a big deal, you'd probably think they're kind of a jerk. That's not the energy that you want. You don't want to be that guy who's flexing in a sports car hoping everybody thinks you're amazing, because a lot of people are going to look at you and think, well, that guy's probably compensating for having a tiny penis. You know it. We all know it. You can have an awesome car. I mean, I'd like an awesome car, but you would want it because it's good and you like it. And if somebody were to ask you about it, hey, what does it feel like to drive that car? Well, I mean, just be cool about it. Like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's good. Think of somebody you know who is successful, but they're cool about it. They've got money and maybe they got a nice house, but they're not flaunting it and they're generous. They're chill. They're still grounded. Life still throws them curveballs, but they're not chasing validation. That's the vibe to aim for. Try to channel that energy when you visualize your future. Picture yourself telling somebody, Yeah, I'm a trader. And they say, oh, what's that like? And instead of puffing out your chest and trying to sound like a big deal, you just say, like, "I know it's challenging, but I love it." You're cool and you're confident and you're calm. And here's the final thing I want to talk about: intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic means you do something because you love it, and you just love it because you love it. Extrinsic means you do it for a reward. And this is important. Extrinsic motivation can kill intrinsic motivation. So there's this study where they tracked how much kids read books over the summer. And then the next summer, they paid the kids to read. So, of course, you'd think that they would read like 5 times more, right? Nope. They read much less because it stopped being fun. It started to feel like a job. So, let me ask you, please, why are you trading? Are you attaching a ton of meaning to every trade? Like, oh my God, I hope this one works out so I can quit my job and provide for my family and prove that I'm a good person. Jesus, that's a lot to put on a single trade, and it pulls you out of the zone. Trading works best when it's intuitive, when you're in flow, when you're just present. You're not trying to prove anything, you're just there. So I want you to visualize success like that. Not like the end of a movie, not like a giant party. Picture yourself on a day when the market didn't even go your way, but you still feel good about your process. You feel calm. You feel proud of how you handled things. And here's the twist: maybe you even feel proud of yourself without having earned it that day, just because you're you and you deserve to feel that way. Boom. I mean, I try to work on that. But that is real success. It's quiet, it's confident, it's content, it's sustainable. All right. Thanks for watching.